Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel yet again. Listen, real quick, I came to you guys not too long ago with a video about Xscape member or former Xscape member, Miss LaTocha Scott, okay? And she pretty much did an interview with Kendra G over at WGCI. And she just pretty much called out Mona Scott Young. She mentioned Kandi Burruss' name for no reason. And just pretty much attest to the fact that she did not steal anything from her sister, okay? Well, it seems like Miss Tami Robyn decided to slide to the front, okay? Slide on my ice like the escapades with the mama. So she came to the front because she had some things to say. Okay, about it. A lot of people actually had things to say about the interview. And if you guys watch me talk about it, I was a bit bothered by the lack of accountability. And it seems like she was finding other people to blame things on because at one point it was the fans. And then I said, don't blame us. And then now here it is, it's Mona Scott's fault. So just accept that you also played a role in this, because even if Tamika would not have released details about the 30K, we still was going to feel a way about you based on how you were showing up to a lot of the scenes. Like, you did not want to be there, like you were irritated, you were bothered, all of that, okay? She also confirmed that she's not going to do a season 2. At least she's not. Okay, she's done with that because she doesn't want her life or her husband or anything like that on display, again, to be picked apart. Understandable, okay? Well, like I said, when she did this interview, a lot of people were upset with the lack of accountability that she was willing to take. And Tami Robyn actually came to the front with a list of things, okay, that I believe she recommends that Tasha could have said to clear up a lot of things, all right? So let's go ahead and get into what Miss Tami said. So the Neighborhood Talk puts as a caption, we can think of 30K reasons why it might be someone else's fault too. Allegedly, is what they said. So Tami gets in the comments and she says, at some point, you have to step back and say, 1, I'm sorry. 2, my sister didn't know about the checks. I was in a tight. My husband set up a hustle and I didn't oppose. 3, because that's real interesting when I hear that, because again, Tasha talked about how amazing her husband is to her and how they were homeless together and how they went through all so much. Okay, he's amazing. So I'm wondering, were y'all homeless together when you said that you were living at your mom's house? Because the checks definitely wrong back to the mom's house from what we saw, right? The addresses that people pulled up wrong back to the mom's house. And in Tasha's interview, she said that all of them, including Tamika, lived at the mom's house. And she also denied that Tamika ever lived in New York. But Tamika said she has lived in New York. And I'm willing to believe what Miss Tamika said, because even Miss Tiny Mama said the same thing. So which one was it, okay? So that's why I felt like that was interesting what Tami said, because at some point they were asked out, right? So could it have all lined up around that time that when y'all were asked out, these checks were coming in? But anywho, Tiny says, number 2, my sister didn't know about the checks. I was in a tight. My husband set up a hustle and I didn't oppose, okay? She says, 3, I can make payments to pay you back. That's another thing that you could say. 4, I really don't like Kandi and she doesn't care for me, and that's okay. But we made history together and I'm professional enough to make this bread now. Well, is she professional enough? Because she don't want to deal with them. Y'all heard in the interview how she tried to, in my personal opinion, make it seem like the ladies did not invite her to the performance that they had out in Chicago, when in the same sentence, the reason that you weren't on the tour or whatever the case is because of the promoter. The promoter that Tamika apparently aired you out about. Okay, you and Rocky out about from Rocky getting kickbacks or whatever. So I guess there were some exchange of words. He threatened your husband. I'm sure that man also received some threats. And because of that reason, that's why you're not on this tour or doing anything with them. But to blame it on the ladies, no, ma'am. Okay, so that's what I was questioning about. I'm professional enough to make this bread. Yeah, she's professional enough to make the bread solo. And that is Tasha's right. That is her decision to do so, okay? And also bringing up Kandi. When Kendra asked her a question about wanting to like, will she ever leave Xscape or something or whatever? And Tasha says, oh, well, I'm always going to be a part of Xscape. I've created it. I came up with the name, whatever the case is. It was Kandi that felt like, and I'm like, now we ain't even talking about her. You ain't even got to bring that lady up. Because it's like you mentioning her served no relevance to the next statement that you were making. So you was better off just leaving that piece out. But okay. Let's keep going. She says, 5, I did the show to use as a platform for my solo project. Period. That's exactly what that was. It was used just for that solo project, okay? What else? She goes on to say, I've seen Love and Hip Hop. I knew what time it was. Thank you. Thank you. So for her to come and do that interview and try and play it out like Mona Scott, it's just like shame on her, shame on this, shame. Girl, you watched, you saw, you know what's up. You've seen enough of Mona Scott produced shows to know what it's giving. She goes on to say, number 6, my husband cheated and I'm going to stick beside him because that's what it's giving. You can't say you have open communication in your private bedroom. What? What are you talking about? I have open communication in my private bedroom. So are you saying y'all bring people into the bedroom because it's open communication, but it's not an open relationship, meaning he can't go on and have a full-fledged relationship with other women, but y'all can bring them in and out the room? You do know that that still does not sound right for this gospel album, whether it's open communication or whether it's open relationship. And these are the reasons why I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of people won't continue to believe you because you say one thing and you do another. You know, you have switched it, changed it, rearranged it so much on what open relationship and communication is on about 3 different platforms now. So now people are going to be looking at it the same way you tried to use against your sister the fact that she lied on Kandi all those years. Now people are going to use against you the situation with your sister, right? They're going to use against you the different stories that you've told on different platforms, from IG to Watch What Happens Live to WGCI. They're going to use that against you when it comes to whether or not you're telling the true story about the 30K. So, but let's keep going. So then she goes on to say, 7, God blessed me with the Xscape, so I'm going to honor that journey. And compromise for me is I won't sing on the overly sexualized songs, but who can I run to is a go. Okay. Then she says, 8, my gospel album title is Let He Without Sin. Girl, shut the hell up. Tami, Let He Without Sin is the name of the gospel album. I cannot. She says, 9, I'm going to stop doing interviews. On God, I think that would have been good. But I see that she has to promote this album and try to turn things around and change her image and whatever else to get this album to be successful. So, yeah, but Funky Dineva gets down in the comments and says, exactly, nothing nor nothing less, okay? Or I guess he meant to say nothing more, nothing less. But this is the advice that Miss Tami has, saying at some point you have to take a step back, girl, okay? And here are a few things that you could just say. Any of these things you could say, all right? But I just wanted to bring that to the front for you guys real quickly and let you know that, you know, some people have some things to say for Miss Tasha. And now I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments about it all below. What are some things that Miss Tasha could say, 30K things she could say to make this situation a bit better, or even things that she could do, okay, to make this situation a little better. That's all that I got. I'm JamiThatsMe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.